What's up YouTube? It's your boy H-Dog and I'm back here today with another video. And today I'm talking about with the recent news of legendary Final Fantasy director Hadjime Tabata recently sat down in an interview with Xbox magazine and gave his 2 cents on what he think could be next for the next gen consoles and gaming. And according to him, he thinks that the gaming industry could follow the path of the music and film industry moving towards a streaming services, something like Netflix and Hulu. And when you think about it, Microsoft has already they've already announced their own Game Pass. So honestly, I wouldn't be too surprised if Microsoft did that, since you can kind of tell they care more about the live services rather than how many exclusives they got. I doubt Sony would do it since they care more about the exclusives at this point and less about live service. I mean, hell, Sean Layden himself has already said that they're more focused. Their focus is on single player experiences and not live services. He even kind of poked fun at EA a little bit at PSX said uh, when he has said that I don't come up to my developers and say, look, I heard about something about live service, make one of those. Like he says, I don't do that. I tell him, okay, you got the best. I think you're the best at doing this game, so I want you to make this game that you want to make. Um, but yeah, he thinks that he thinks that the PS5 and Xbox 2 could be like a cloud-based service to where the only way you could be able to play games would be subscription based, only can be bought online and with a strong internet connection needed for a breathtaking experience. And honestly, this is something that I don't see happening in the near future. Not even when the PS5 launches. Um, because you could be looking at 3 games coming out for the PS5. Um, I could see Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a PS5 launch title. But I think we could see that game sooner than that. Who knows? But definitely a lot of these games that are coming out to the PS4 now will possibly be ported to the PS5. And Sony, they have a huge amount of uh, cash flow in terms of how much money they've made off of hardware sales and game sales. And according to him, you wouldn't even need you wouldn't even need a console just to play the games, which when you kind of think about it, kind of sounds, you don't want to, you really want to take the words with a grain of salt, even though he is a respected games director. It's just, what's the point of them coming out with the Xbox 2 or a PS5 if you don't need their console to play the newest games? Like that wouldn't make any sense at all. Like what would be the point of someone going out and buying an Xbox 2 or PS5 then? It wouldn't be it wouldn't be no point at all. And I think we're ways off from going all digital anyway. I mean, if you were to look at the film and music industry today, I mean, hell, you can still go into Walmart and buy the latest movies and buy the latest albums in Walmart today, even though it's booming digitally. Everybody rather today uh, downloads albums directly to their phone through Apple Music or Spotify or something like that, maybe SoundCloud. But the thing is, even if we get to that point where we're going digital, I don't I still think Sony and Microsoft are gonna rack in sales. I mean rack in sales in terms of physical sales. I don't think they're gonna just completely abandon physical sales because alright, let's say if Sony was to make $1 billion in terms of total sales for a full year, right? And let's say half those sales are from digital sales and the other half is physical. So when you think about it, if they were to go all digital, they would lose half a mil. Half a mil. I don't think they're willing to they would risk losing half a mil to go in on all digital, which something people aren't really ready for quite yet. But like I said, just take his words with a grain of salt. Even though he is a top developer in the industry, just take things like this with a grain of salt. I can see Microsoft doing this. It would line up with their games as service, Game Pass. It would be more likely for them than Sony at this point. Um, Especially with the titles they got coming out this year, and hell, even in 2019, and who knows what they got coming out in 2020. But like I said, and on top of all this, if you were to think about it, um, a lot of people would be outraged if they did. I mean, this would piss off a lot of fans on Sony's side and Microsoft's side, which Microsoft has pissed off their fan base before. No big surprise. But I don't think Sony, since they're more pro consumer. I don't think they would risk pissing off their fan base. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think they would take a big risk like that by pissing off their fan base doing something like this. Um, but and the biggest issue with it that you would constantly need to be online. Like, I think that would be the biggest issue. That would be no different than when the Xbox One launched, and I think at the time you constantly needed to be online just to play the games. And people who had an Xbox One hated that. They absolutely could not, they absolutely could not tolerate that. And I think this would just, rub salt in the wound if they go all digital and abandon physical sales. Now there will be that one day when digital will will be, I ain't gonna say more popular than physical sales, but it'll be up there along with the physical sales. But keep in mind, digital sales and physical sales are two important key factors. I don't think, not just Sony or Microsoft, but any big publisher, no matter who they are, would take a risk at making games that's digital only. Now, there are some indie devs who make digital only games. Not that many. I mean, you had Ninja Theory come out with Hellblade, and you had, I think it was, I think they're called Wild Hog, came out with Shadow Warrior 2. Um, but I don't think Sony would risk losing money like that, nor Microsoft. But with that being said, guys, let me know what you guys think about this. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Do you agree with Hadjime Tabata? Let me know down in the comments below, and let's have a discussion about it. If you enjoyed my video, smash that like button as hard as you can. Subscribe if you're new, and tap the notification bell. That way, you'll never miss a video anytime I upload. And until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Peace.